And we are live. Thank you, thank you, thank you, guys. This is my last show of 2020. So I thought we had to go out with a bang. You hear me? Like, I just couldn't get over the fact that I got this guy on the call with me today. My friend, all the way from the D, Mr. Curtis Kobane Branch. And this guy is a top educator. He's highly sought after in the crypto world. And I'm so honored to have you here. Mr. Kobane, can you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Oh, listen, I'm honored to be here. Thanks for having me. My name is Curtis Kobane Branch. I've been educating in this space going on around 4 years now. I've been trading going on 6. It's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, I've heard that statement where they say, when you do what you love, you'll never work another day in your life. Like, I feel like that every day. Like, I get paid to do this. This is crazy. Like, it's super fun. But I really am, like, just honored to be in this position to share the information that I do have, and see so many people have massive success in this space right now. But it's been an honest to God pleasure. Like, just every day has been just consistent, just gratitude all day, every day, seeing the testimonies and things that the market's doing, and how a lot of people who never even thought of, being involved with something like this, they're seeing a complete, 180 in their lives and seeing crazy amounts of, like I said, just gains, and potentially seeing a better future for themselves because of what's going on inside of cryptocurrency and other markets right now.
Awesome. Like I said, man, I'm just happy that you're here. I was telling people, like, man, this is the man right here. You got to be on this show. So you get so much value. You're like a educator. Like, you want to help people win. And that's what I love about your trainings and things that you do. So I'm happy that you are able to come on my pod show and help educate some of the people. So let's get right in onto it. Let's talk about it. Like, what exactly is cryptocurrency?
Yeah. Okay. So a lot of people, when they first even hear about the cryptocurrency space, their first thought is like stocks. And I'm like, you try to find a way to kind of ease them into it so they can understand it better. But essentially, cryptocurrencies, whole job, like something like Bitcoin or Ethereum, their whole job is to essentially become a digital version of what cash is. Right. So we know we can go out and spend money on, whatever goods and services, things like that all over the world. But when we're looking at the way things are headed now, the world is becoming digital. Everything we do is pretty much, headed towards that area now. Like, most people don't even carry cash anyway. Like, you go out to buy something, you're not walking around with a purse or a wallet full of, $100 bills anymore. Like, those days are long, long, long gone. All right. So with the, the insight of, Bitcoin, with the things that what they're offering now, and these different types of technologies called blockchain, these are what's starting to really get the attention of the big money movers. Because we hear cryptocurrency, then you hear blockchain, and people are like, wait, is it two different things? Is it the same thing? Like, am I getting one is it 2 for 1? How does this thing work? So essentially, like Bitcoin it's a cryptocurrency, but the underlying technology is blockchain, right? Don't want to confuse anybody. Just want to make sure you guys understand that blockchain and cryptocurrency go hand in hand. Okay. It's not like it's one without the other. They go hand in hand. So a blockchain is essentially a decentralized ledger, right? So if we break that down into 2 small pieces, decentralized is simply meaning there is no central point of failure. There is no CEO for Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that. There's just developers, right? There's just teams that work on the code, that look to innovate and create and make it more efficient, make sure that it's, that doesn't have any weird hack, any areas that could be hacked or, taken advantage of. And then you think about the word ledger, right? You think about something that's, a list, right? Something that's being consistently tracked, right? Something that's always being written down and shown, right? So with something being decentralized, right? There is no central point of failure. There is no CEO, and a ledger, meaning every single transaction is being written down. We have a decentralized ledger where everybody gets to see every single transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain, or any other blockchain for that matter, that's open source. Now we start understanding why it's so beneficial, because if I ask you, hey, could you tell me the last 5 transactions that the bank made?
No.
We'll be able to do it, right? But we all have been taught to just use banks, because that's what they are. They're there for, certain purposes. And we all have just pretty much just kind of fallen in line to just use banks because we've been taught that's what we do with our money.
Right.
When you have something like Bitcoin with blockchain technology, it is very disruptive. It is very revolutionary, and it's taking the power away from the banks and giving it back to the people. And this is one of the reasons why you see so many, multimillionaires and billionaires flowing into this space now and purchasing things like Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP because they see the writing on the walls, right? They understand that inflation right now is going to be at an all-time high. And if they leave their money in a bank, they could be losing 5, 10, 20% of their spending power within the next, 2 years. Literally, like in that short of a time for period, people who have large amounts of money are watching their spending power just dwindle away, because the more money that we print, the weaker our spending power becomes. And they're trying to front run this thing and get ahead of it, because if they leave that money in that bank, they know it's going to be a really bad time when everything starts to finally manifest and starts to really come home to roost.
Oh, wow. I mean, I like the way you broke down the blockchain, because a lot of people get so confused about what the blockchain does. So thank you for that. So we did talk about Bitcoin, and it's real, but let's talk about it. I made a post. I've been doing like these little filler posts, right? Kind of like, hey, like Bitcoin hit it smashed $20,000. Like I did that a couple weeks ago. Whatever that day that it hit 20,000, I made a post about it. Right. And people hit me up and said, man, what is Bitcoin? Like, how can I get in? So why is Bitcoin so important? Why should we be so focused on the price and that it's going up? What is it right now today? Is it at 28 yet?
It's around 27,000. It jumped up to 28 earlier in the early in the wee hours of the morning and pulled back a little bit.
So why is it important? Like when people hear like Bitcoin's at 28,000, why is that important? And why should we be investing in crypto?
Okay, so we have so many different things that we can put our money into, right? You can get stocks, you can get real estate, you can get into precious metals, you can buy gold and silver and all that kind of stuff, which are all still great, ways to invest, but they have windows where they become exceedingly more profitable than any other time, right? Like we know whenever there's some sort of a economic instability around the world, most people tend to get out of the US dollar and get into other assets like real estate or the stock market or gold in general. Right. We've been taught that gold is like this super rare and, valuable metal. And I mean, last time I checked, they've been mining gold for the last 5,000 years. Like it's just, they keep telling us it's rare. It's not that much out there. But for some odd reason, we've been digging this stuff up since the beginning of time. So don't know how rare it really is, but we put a lot of investment into the fact that what they tell us is true. So boom, we got a gold market. When you have something like Bitcoin, that actually shows you that it's built off of scarcity, right? It's built to be a deflationary currency. Bitcoin has a actual limit to it, a cap. It has 21 million that will ever be created. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin. At the moment, there's currently around 18 million in existence.
Oh. It's closing.
Yeah, exactly. We're getting closer and closer to that amount, finally getting to a cap. And it's like, so what are you going to do now? And don't get me wrong, it's not going to happen like in the next hour or two. But they've done the math. Like I think it's somewhere around like the year 2140. All the Bitcoin will be mined up at that point. So I mean, we got time, but just understanding that there is a finite amount that's created every day as well. And there are some really large money movers coming in that are buying it up super, super fast. Like they're buying more Bitcoin than is being created every day. So like, let me see something here. If I could share my screen, I'll probably
go ahead. Share.
All right. All right. Let's see. We can do screen one here. And boom.
There we go.
All right, sweet. So right here, this is a chart of Bitcoin. What I want to do really quickly is take you over here to CoinGecko. This website is a really nice website when it comes to doing research on different cryptocurrencies in general. So
now CoinGecko?
Huh?
You said CoinGecko?
Yes, CoinGecko. Yes. So whenever you're on CoinGecko, this will, like I said, give us a lot of information. It lets us do a lot of really good research and unbiased research, so that way we don't gain a whole, cognitive bias on, I saw Bitcoin first. It was the best thing ever. Nothing else is going to be good. I know how people go, we're really tribal when we see something for the first time, like automatically think like, I watch XRP go up to 30 cents to 40 cents. I love it now. It's my favorite. Listen, Linda. Linda. Man, like I get some of the wildest questions like, what about this coin? What about that coin? What about this coin? And I'm like, they're okay.
Be prepared. I'm going to ask you too.
I know it's coming. It's coming. But everybody has their favorite, right? And I'm not against it. I know there are some coins that are definitely, you know, doing some real innovative things. So yeah, but for the most part, you got to do your research on Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is almost like the reserve currency of the cryptocurrency space. Right. Like you're gonna have to learn what Bitcoin's doing first, because if you just come in and say, oh, I want to trade Stellar, I only like Stellar, and you're just watching the Stellar chart or the Stellar price point, you're not going to understand why it's moving up and down, or why it's moving sideways, or why it isn't having any, you know, any growth if you don't pay attention to what Bitcoin is doing. Right. You have to understand what the big money's doing first before we start to see anything else happen in these smaller altcoins. And just so you guys know,
what is that called? Confluence?
Yes. Yes. Like they correlate, and they have a lot of confluence together, where when Bitcoin's moving, the altcoins will move slowly, right? When Bitcoin tends to stagnate, then the altcoins tend to pick up a little more steam, and we'll see a little more growth. So Bitcoin tends to lead the way. It kind of sets the tone, and then the altcoins will come in and get in after people start getting in after that. But just to kind of recap for a second, right here on the side, you see we have a max supply of Bitcoin, which is going to be 21 million. Oof. There will not be more than 21 million Bitcoin. So understanding that we know this is built off of scarcity, it's built off a finite amount. This is one of the main draws to Bitcoin that makes people super excited. And as you can see right here, we're around like 18.5 million in existence right now. Right. Now, every day every 10 minutes right now, every 10 minutes, there's around 6.25 Bitcoin created every single day, every 10 minutes throughout the day. So I think somewhere along there, they said it equates out. I can't remember the exact amount that we get for every 10 minutes, but I think it's somewhere in like 9,000 Bitcoin are created every day. Somewhere in like 9,000 or 1,000 Bitcoin are created every day now. They're buying up more Bitcoin every day than is being created. There's two major companies right now. One's called MicroStrategy. Another one is called Grayscale. They're buying up 200% of all the Bitcoin every day.
Sheesh.
Yeah, they are definitely going all in on this right now. This is just two entities. I didn't name any of the major exchanges. I didn't name PayPal. They just got involved with the space. I didn't talk about Coinbase. I didn't talk about Binance. I didn't talk about any of the places that normally do business. I'm talking about two brand new people to the space that are coming in and buying up way more than anybody else. And I didn't even name all the other nations around the world that are participating in cryptocurrency. So we got to know, like, there is a lot of demand for this. It has a huge use case. People are looking at this as a digital version of gold because of what it offers and what it is. And the thing is, back in the day, we heard all of the, Bitcoin's used for, the illegal this and soliciting that. Listen, that whole stigma is gone now, right? We got banks coming in and buying cryptocurrency now. We have, multi-millionaires and billionaires coming in, buying up cryptocurrency now, right? So that whole narrative that only, the most evil people on the planet have cryptocurrency is done, right? And we know, like everything else on the planet, if they want to do it, they're going to do it whatever currency they choose to do it with. Right? US dollar is not a saint, okay? We get it. So having an opportunity like this, I believe, is a must-have opportunity. Like, not owning cryptocurrency right now should be an actual crime, because we're going to see the onset of something phenomenal in the next few years. And most people are so busy in their own worlds that they're going to miss this. It's almost like watching the internet be born, and people are just on the sideline saying, I'm okay. I'll just use regular mail. I'm okay. I'll just pay for cable TV and watch that all day long. Like, we watched the internet hit, and most people sat on the sideline and didn't do anything. Right. We didn't know how to monetize it. We didn't know how to run ads. We didn't know how to, build websites and code or anything like that. We let the internet just come and go with a really huge opportunity that could have changed, generation after generations, a wealth position on the planet, let alone in this country. And we had no idea how to capitalize on it. Now we have a scenario where we got smart TVs, we got smart watches, we got smartphones. I was in Best Buy. They got a smart TV. A smart refrigerator now.
Right. I've seen it.
You can see in the refrigerator before you even open the thing. I'm like, really? I can just open it. My arm still works. So, but we got all these smart devices. Why isn't our money smart?
So let me ask you this. Do I need 27, what is it? I got 25, but the number is 27124.51. Do I need that to be able to invest in Bitcoin?
Not at all. You do not need to have $27,124.51. You do not need to have that exact amount of money to get a Bitcoin. You can come into this space and get $10 worth of Bitcoin, $20 worth of Bitcoin, $40 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a Bitcoin once you're ready to get into this space. And you can use websites or different apps like Coinbase. Right now, you can even buy it from Cash App. You can get it from another app called crypto.com. You can buy Bitcoin from another app called Celsius, right? Like there's so many different on-ramps now that you can use to get involved with cryptocurrencies. I mean, it's getting simpler and simpler and easier just to pick an on-ramp and get involved, right? Coinbase right now is probably one of the most popular.
Right. I was going to ask you that. Like, what's the most popular? Like, is there one with less fees?
Now, don't get me wrong. Coinbase's fees are ridiculous. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Like, but the ease of access that Coinbase gives you is unmatched. Like, I know they're one of the best ones because of their service. Like, they offer really good service. There isn't any real big issues with the Coinbase app and the Coinbase website.
Right.
So if you're coming in, I would always suggest Coinbase first. And then from there, Cash App is really great. You got to go through a few things in the menu to activate the cryptocurrency side. But once you're in there, it's pretty much straightforward. Now, they only let you purchase Bitcoin.
Right.
Once you first get started with Cash App. But it is still useful because there's ways around that. Once you have Bitcoin, you can have, wallets that allow you to swap your Bitcoin out for whatever other coins you want as well.
Cool beans. So let me ask you this. A lot of people ask me this, like, if I start to make a profit, let's say I throw some money at this Bitcoin thing, like people got started and they start to see their money and they want to withdraw it. Like I'm holding on, but if I want to withdraw it, how simple is it to get your money back out, the profit that you made?
Yeah, so there's plenty of avenues to get profit out of it if you choose to. Now, I'm with you. Like I'm trying to hold this thing till the cows come home. Like I'm not trying to sell Bitcoin at all for any reason.
Right.
So for most people that are looking at it, and saying, well, I got a large amount or I just want to get out. I want to spend some money. I got, bills and blah, blah, blah to take care of. Then yes, you can. You can go to Coinbase and you can sell it into USD because they have different ways you can sell it. You can trade it off. So you'll just sell your position and that way they'll give you a USD equivalent of Bitcoin. And then from there, you can go to withdraw and it'll just go back to your bank account. Right. So the same way that you use money to put on, like same bank account you use to put on, you can use it to take it out as well. And they'll just deposit that amount into your account.
Okay.
Now I will say this. Once you start withdrawing and things like that, listen, tax man coming. so don't get brand new when Uncle Sam come knocking the door like, hey, we saw that transaction. We're gonna need a cut. So yeah.
Let me go ahead and put this disclaimer out. Me and Curt are not your financial advisors.
I'm not your dad.
So please take care of your own things and be responsible, guys. So yeah, we are not your financial advisor. I just want to throw that out there. So a lot of people think like, Bitcoin, we're at 27,000. Did we miss the rocket ship? Is it too late to get involved?
Absolutely not. Now I know it looks like it's just over the moon expensive right now. Like everybody's like, dude, 27. Like I got folks in my neighborhood, 27 bands. Curt. And I'm like, okay, chill. Like I get it. That is a lot of money when you glance at it for the first time and you see that just staring you in the face. But it is not too late to get involved with Bitcoin. Like, let me just back up a little bit here and I want to share something with you guys. I got these different lists. So let me pull up one here. Here we go. So right here is a chart of Bitcoin since its inception, right? We got Bitcoin's whole entire journey since it was created way back here when Bitcoin was down at a penny.
Woof.
I never, right? Every time I saw somebody this chart, somebody make that sound. Everybody turning to Rick Ross, so I showed them, like, as soon as they see it. So when you have an opportunity like this, you see the cycles Bitcoin's been on, right? Huge run-ups and has this drop-off, consolidation, growth, and then accumulation phase, little 4 stages after the big run. Listen, when Bitcoin was at this point of $18, people felt like it was too late. I missed the whole rocket ship. It was a penny. Now it's at $18. Oh my gosh, I missed it. Then when price broke this all-time high here and kept on running up to around $200, almost $300, people said, oh, I missed it. It went from $18 to $200. I missed the whole thing. Right, a little bit of a pullback, ran up again to 1,000. I mean, now imagine the people that were able to get in at $2 and watch this thing go all the way up to 1,000.
Right.
Right. Within a matter of, what is it, about 2 years, 2011, all the way through 2013, just $2, $1,000. Right. Then the same cycle happened again. The drop off, consolidation, growth, accumulation. We had the halvening. Right. After the halvening, people saw it again break. The last high was 1,000. It broke that high at around 1,200. People were like, oh, I missed the boat. It came back, retested, boom, took off again, all the way up to $20,000. And the same cycle took place again. Same exact thing. We got the drop off, consolidation, growth, accumulation, then the halvening, and then boom, we just broke out. Oof. We literally just broke out. Now, you've seen every time somebody said they thought they were too late, what happened?
Right.
Right. We're just getting started.
Yeah.
We're literally at the beginning of something massive. Now, this is not like any other time when Bitcoin did these giant runs, right? Back in 2016, 2017, when Bitcoin went crazy from a low point of around $207 all the way up to almost $20,000.
Right.
We didn't have banks involved. We didn't have institutional players showing up all around the globe. We didn't have companies like MicroStrategy and Grayscale coming in, buying up 200% of the supply. Right. We didn't have, all these things right now that are pretty much rooting for Bitcoin's success. And we didn't have a global pandemic with every nation on the planet teeter-tottering on financial collapse. So the stage has never been more perfect for Bitcoin to do what it's built to do, which is to run the way it runs. So for me, I'm like, dude, like, if people don't see this now, you're literally signing a letter saying, I would like to be poor for the remainder of my existence. Thank you, please. Like, I really feel like people are doing that when they don't get involved with crypto right now. Like this, like the writing is clearly on the walls. We've seen things like this happen before. People doubted it way back here, and they're going to doubt it right now during this time frame. And this is literally, Bitcoin has never been more expensive than it's ever been today.
Right.
It's making new all-time highs every day.
Golly.
So everybody who's watching, just know, if you see me and Tiffany sitting here grinning the whole time, it's because we have Bitcoin and we know what's happening. It is hard not to smile all day long. You go open up your chart and you see this stuff.
I'm like, woo, what house am I gonna pick out?
Yeah, man, listen, everybody going mink and Maserati shop. We about to be here looking like straight up pimp. Everybody look like a pimp. We're gonna have big old shoes with goldfish and mink coats. It's gonna be everybody look like Huggy Bear by the end of the bull run.
Right. I ain't even gonna hold you. That's gonna be me. I'm gonna be bougie,
Mm-mm.
So we brought up ledgers. You brought up ledgers earlier, and people use ledgers to hold their crypto. So can you explain what a ledger is, like a external ledger, and why people should get one? Okay,
so there are, I know, like when we talk about these different lingos and terminologies to what this is, some people will be like, wait, what? A ledger is a what? So when we talk about ledgers, like I want you guys to remember, like, a blockchain is not the same thing as a wallet, okay? Because there is a wallet called blockchain, and a lot of people get that confused as well.
Right.
Because I'm constantly explaining that. Like, I got blockchain. I'm like, no, it's not. Oh, my God. Okay. I got to like really double back in. So a blockchain is a technology. A wallet is something that we use to store our cryptocurrency in. Okay. So one of my favorite wallets that I tell people about all the time is the Exodus wallet. I really, really like this wallet because it's something that you can actually download to your computer, and you'll have private keys to your coins, right? So the big thing is this: when you set up an account on something like Coinbase, something like Binance, something like Kraken, something like it doesn't matter, Bittrex, Bitfinex, doesn't matter, any exchange, they have something called public keys and private keys. You will never, ever, ever receive the private keys to those exchanges, right? Meaning you'll never have absolute ownership of your coins as long as they remain on an exchange. Okay.
Boom.
That is a huge, huge deal. And most people don't talk about this. They don't share this kind of information. This is what it takes to be safe inside of the cryptocurrency space. You're going to need to have a wallet that allows you to have the private keys, that allows you to have ownership. All right. Something like the Exodus wallet is going to facilitate that. Now, once you come to the www.exodus.io website, this is a 100% free website. You can download this wherever you are in the world. You can come up here to the top, hit download. Once you do that, you're going to have two options. You're going to have desktop, mobile. I strongly suggest you get the desktop version first, set that up, and then later you can download the mobile and connect it to your desktop. But don't just go get the mobile and say, oh, it's all the same, I'm good. Like, it's not. Like, listen, cell phones get lost, stolen, hacked, corrupted, all kind of stuff. I would hate for you to have tons of money sitting on your cell phone and you didn't do the proper things to back it all up or keep it safe. Because I've seen people download the mobile version and they don't write down any of the information they're supposed to. They don't take it seriously. And then all of a sudden they get a new phone like, I forgot to move my dang on Exodus wallet over. And you remember, oh, right. And I had about $50,000 worth of crypto on there. What's my password? Like, really? Really? You went out and bought a, $500 phone and you forgot to get the $50,000 password written down for that. You know what? So always just get the desktop version first. Have everything you need written down, because once you set this up, you're going to have to make a password for it. You're going to have to write down your 12-word restoration code. So in case something ever happens to your desktop, if it breaks or whatever, or gets lost, you can always restore your wallet on another device with that 12-word restoration code.
Right.
Okay? Now down here, you have an option to click on Windows. If you have Windows computer, you're going to download it to Windows. If you have a Mac, you're going to download it for a Mac computer. If you're computer savvy, you know how to work Linux, you're going to download it and you're going to have it on Linux. I know some people say it's Linux or Linux, whatever you want to call it, smart people, you can use that version on your computer if you use that type. So once again, strongly suggest you get the desktop version first. Once you have the desktop version, it's going to allow you to have the private keys to your coins, right? And it looks something like this when you first get it. It's really nice aesthetically. You come into the home page, it shows you some of the top cryptocurrencies just listed here. Right? This is not any of your holdings. This is just some of the top coins that are in the market right now. I know one young lady, she downloaded, she's like, oh my God, I got $20,000 in Bitcoin. It's like, no, it's just the home screen. They're just showing you a price preview of all the top coins right now. They were like, oh, I was so excited. I thought somebody messed up and gave me a free wallet. I'm like, no, you just downloaded it. It's okay. It's okay. All right. So when you go to the actual wallet page, this is where you'll see your funds loaded up here. Right. So right now, this is just a wallet I use to teach with. I don't have any funds stored here. Right. If somebody ever tries to hack my computer, they'll just be practicing because there's no money on here. So, I make sure everybody knows, like, listen, you can have at it, but you'll be practicing. There's nothing on here. So I keep all my crypto in my cold storage in my Ledger Nano. Right. So listen, no way you're going to find anything on this one. But when you have this kind of a wallet, like, you can come in here and add different coins that interest you to this list. And just so you know, every single coin here, if I come up here and click these little 3 buttons for the menu side here, I have the option to view my private keys, right? Same thing with Bitcoin. If I come over here, all right, I can view my private keys, right? So you have a lot of options with this wallet. And I like this wallet because it has a built-in exchange, right? So let's say if I got Bitcoin in here and I want to swap out and grab something like Cardano, I can do that in-house. Wow. I don't have to send my funds back to Coinbase and do another exchange and do another trade. I can simply just have my Bitcoin here, have to have a minimum of at least like around $32 worth. And now I can swap that out and I'll have 175 Cardano, boom, in-house in my wallet. And the moment it lands here, I don't have to worry about this being shut down or, anything weird being hacked, because this is literally on my computer. I own it. This is my device. I have this client downloaded to my computer. So now I have private keys to where my coins are being stored. I have absolute ownership of my coins. And I think a lot of people don't understand that importance of having your private keys where your coins are being stored, right? Because the whole nursery rhyme goes as such. If you do not have or own the private keys to where your coins are being stored, you technically don't own those coins.
Right.
So after you have this device, if you have this wallet downloaded to your device, then I'm going to need you to go ahead and get one more device, which is the Ledger Nano S. or the Ledger Nano X. It's totally up to you, whatever one you want to get. I personally have both, and I use the S over the X. I don't listen. I'm just old school. Something about Bluetooth right now just rubs me a little wrong way. I'm like, I'm good. Now I know some people will look at this and say, Curt, I was just on YouTube and they told me that Ledger got hacked. Should I be using this wallet? Ledger did not get hacked. Their website was hacked. Nobody stores their coins on Ledger's website.
Right.
Okay. That's the last thing you need to worry about. Somebody getting into your coins because they hacked Ledger's website. Whoever hacked Ledger's website was an idiot. Okay. They thought they were going to find a whole bunch of cryptocurrency sitting on that website, and they realized all they got was a bunch of email addresses. And now they're basically emailing people saying, if you don't give us your wallet address, we're going to have to pull up to your house with a wrench. And I'm like, I mean, there are literally emails going out to random people saying, if you don't give us your cryptocurrency private keys, we'll be at your house with a wrench.
With a wrench?
Hiding inside of your house. I'm like, first of all, you got to get in. Second of all, pull up. I'll be there. Don't worry. You and your wrench, come on over. We'll be waiting for you. Like, so yeah, I'm like, listen, people, don't get punked out of your cryptocurrency. Don't let these people with these internet thugs scare you to give up your private keys because they got a wrench. Okay, don't. I've seen the horror stories. It's not funny, but it's funny because some people just are like literally like, oh my God, they have a wrench and they're gonna be at my house in 2 days because of my private keys. Should I give it to them, Curtis? No, never. Send them my address. Tell them to pull up over here. Come see me. I live in Detroit, Michigan. Listen, please pull up with your wrench in Detroit. We would love to see that on the news.
Right.
Local man, like, please. So, but yeah, guys, just know Ledger is fine. The devices work great. There isn't any issues with the device. Nobody has their Ledger Nano hacked or Ledger Nano X hacked. These things work phenomenally. Here's the other thing. Your cryptocurrency isn't stored on the device. The device is just a remote that allows you to store your cryptocurrency inside of the wallet. So let's see here. Right here is one of them in my hand. Right here, little Ledger Nano. It's a small little flash drive size device. Let me see if I can show you guys what it looks like. Just a little small little device.
Here we go. Yep.
Yeah. Nothing out of the norm. Right. Easy peasy. Now, if you ever lose this, break this, whatever, you can always buy another one. And the moment you cut on the new one, it's going to ask you, are you restoring or are you creating a new? Right. So now if you hit restore, you're going to have to put in that 12-digit referral code, restoration code that the first wallet gave you. And then all of your cryptocurrency will be stored on the new device.
Okay.
All right. So essentially, like I said, nothing is ever stored on the device. It's just a remote that allows you to access your funds in the wallet, right? Really, really unique, really, really powerful. Now, the last thing about these devices is this. You do not want to buy these from third-party sources, right? You don't want to get it from Walmart. You don't want to get it from Newegg. You definitely don't want to get it from eBay, okay? You want to always, always, always go to the Ledger website, right? So when you buy this, it's just a shopledger.com right up here, all right? Super important. Don't go to any other site to purchase your Ledger Nano S or X. And some people say, well, Curt, it's $60 on the site. I can get it for cheaper at Walmart. It's $46, Curt. I can save that money and buy another, potentially $5 in crypto. I gotta spend every penny here, Curt. Like, bruh, listen, stop. Don't cut corners on this one, right? You want to be able to sleep good at night. Just buy her from Ledger, okay?
Ledger, don't do it.
Yeah, listen, it's people that you're always trying to just don't reinvent the wheel here, guys. Like, just go to the site that's going to have it reputable. Like, I get that their website got hacked. They were transparent about it. People were getting all kind of emails. People on my team were getting emails. Like, somebody emailed me talking about something. They got my Ledger password, and I'm like, impossible. It was like, one of my students like, yeah, because I haven't even opened mine yet. I haven't even made a password for them to take. So I know they're lying. I'm like, yeah, somebody must have got information from that website. They must have scraped the website for emails. Now they're just sending out a bunch of scammy emails. But it's just that season where most people are taking advantage of the fact that they know a lot of people don't know about cryptocurrency.
Right.
So they want to make sure they can catch you in your infancy and fool you into doing something you have no business doing. I don't care who emails you. I don't care who calls you, who texts you. You never give away your private keys. and you never give away your 12-word restoration code. Ever. I don't care if grandma shows up with a pot of macaroni and cheese, she ain't getting these private keys. Period.
Right. Okay. So let's get on to something that I really think that people should know. A lot of people are, obviously we should be investing in crypto. We should be investing in Bitcoin. We don't want to get left behind on the rocket ship. But I wanted to trade Bitcoin. What platform should I be using to trade Bitcoin? Okay,
so there are a lot of different platforms you can use. You can use Coinbase Pro. You can use Binance's website. You can use Kraken if you would like. It's really up to the user what they choose to use. Now, there are some leverage sites that people use to trade with as well. Like I've seen people get involved with, I'm not going to talk about any of the names of them, but there are sites that you can log into, make accounts with, and trade leverage style, cryptocurrency trading. I'm not a big fan of those. I personally don't use them. If you want to trade leverage, in my opinion, it's the same thing as going on MT4 and doing that as well. So in my opinion, I think the safest way is just to buy it and hold it. And then you can find entry points and exit points, or better entry points. You can double down on your positions or buy more and accumulate more during the dips in the market, which in my opinion are just phenomenal because they happen so often. So you just know over and over and over, we get another dip, I'm buying back in. Get another dip, I'm buying back in.
Right.
But one of the best platforms I've seen for people to get involved with the trading side is something like Coinbase Pro and Binance US. They're very simplistic. They're very straightforward. And you can just come in, and just literally plug into those sites and have an amazing time just waiting for price to dip because you can see the actual chart, seeing the price dip, and then being able to find your entry points over and over and over inside of that, right? So if I'm looking at something like Bitcoin versus USD, right? Every time price dips, I'm going to be looking for another entry point. And now the other side is this. Buying dips is awesome. DCA, which is called dollar cost averaging, is also okay, where you just simply come in and every time the market makes a pullback, you're going to be entering in. But in my opinion, like just having the education of trading goes a long way when you're trying to invest in something like this. If you're just saying, I'm just going to keep buying in, that's great. But I would suggest doing those buy-ins during dips, right? If you're buying in at every all-time high, like we got a high, I'm buying it, and it drops off, right? You got to wait for, days for it to come back up and you're back in profit again. And then you buy it again at all-time highs, and then you're waiting for price to dip back down. You got to wait all this time. Imagine just buying in at the dips, right? Where you're getting in where it's at a low, and now you're saying, okay, now I'm going to buy in. It's not going to take you all day long to get back into profit, right? So if you're gonna pick and choose times to enter the market, just wait for those dips in price. We see a little bit of a pullback, and you get in when it's dropping. You're going to have a better time. But for most people, they feel horrible when they're buying when it's red. And they have this really adverse effect of, well, I don't want to buy it when it's down. And I'm like, why wouldn't you? It's cheaper. If I told you to go to shopping right now and I said, hey, they got 80-inch TVs in the back and they're all $100, right? You're like, oh yeah, I'm going to go buy that. Makes perfect sense.
Right.
But if I told you go in and get those 80-inch TVs, now they're all $3,000. You're going to be like, why would I do that? The same exact thing is happening here on the chart. So it's just, for most people, the visualization of it makes them feel like they're doing something wrong. And they have this really weird feeling like, oh, I don't want to buy it when it's down because it can keep going down. Or you can just get it when it's cheap because you believe in it.
Right. That's where it is. The belief.
Everything stems up. We'll be here 4 days just talking about belief.
Right. Exactly. So I trade. I'm gonna just tell you right now, I'm high frequency person.
Oh, awesome.
I wipe my account out with Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin. I've done that a couple of times. I'm like, oh, I'm done. I ain't trading it. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm done doing that. So I trade high frequency forex. But if I wanted to do something, is there an easy strategy? Now I seen something on one of your trainings where you're using the Fibonacci retracement tool. And that, like, the way you broke it down using the fib, like, oh my God, you made it so easy. Like, you even have a little nursery rhyme you taught your kids about. Yep. And I was like, oh my God, is there an easy strategy or indicator that a beginner can use to start learning how to look for certain things?
That is such an amazing question. And like, the best way that I can answer that question, and most people probably won't like it, but it requires that you put yourself in a position to learn. Like you have to make a commitment to learn, because when I first started trading, I was that person. I was looking for the easy button. I wanted to get in and say, oh, all I need to do is click this button when this does this, and I'm going to be rich at the end of this month. And I realized it didn't work that way. I realized I was digging a bigger hole for myself, trying to find the easy button, trying to find the free signal channel, right? With the free signal Telegram everybody's looking for. I just want to get in a Telegram group that never loses. Like, bruh, stop. Just actually learn it. Nah, I ain't got time for that. Like, oh, okay. So what I would suggest is come into something that offers education. Like I Am Mastery Academy has a beautiful platform. A lot of people get so caught up with the whole fact, but you guys are recruiting over there. Nobody's teaching. I teach every day, and a lot of people are learning. So wrong on that side. But I will say that you have to make a commitment just to learn. Being a student when it comes to trading goes a really long way, and we can come into a space like a college. We can go to like the university space, right? People have all the patience in the world when it comes to learning from schools, learning from educators, and in that environment. When you learn something outside of a classroom setting, people have no patience. They want everything to be instantaneous. I should be making money the moment you're done talking. Why am I still confused? Why is this not easy? But yet people will graduate college and never use their degree.
Right.
They'll never, step foot into the job that they set up to, learn about for the last 4 to 8 years. But then when you have something like cryptocurrency education or Forex education or high frequency education, they come in and within the first 3 hours, they feel like I should be a genius. I should have a degree in this. I should have a lab coat while I'm trading because I am the smartest person in the room. Like, no, the market needs to teach you things. There are certain things you can only learn by seeing it. Like, so if I gave you guys a strategy today, you would literally look at it and say, that's okay, but it doesn't work because of this. It doesn't work because of that. It doesn't work because of this. And if you haven't sat down in the classes, you haven't come in and seen enough, enough attempts at what we're doing here. You haven't seen enough go rounds with this thing really on a chart. It wouldn't click for you.
Right.
And if your environment, this is a big one. If your environment isn't like really pushing you to go further, and it could be a number of things that could push you in your environment. It could be, just the sheer fact you're tired of being sick and tired. It could be, everybody around you is doing it. It could be the fact that you're just not happy with where you are and you want more and you just refuse to lose, right? We call that RTL. Like you just refuse to lose. Like, you have no quit in you. Like there's no give up in your dictionary. So if you're in that kind of a scenario, then yes, going into something like this would make plenty of sense because now you're going to learn a strategy. You're going to be around people. You're going to be able to pick up on that kind of thought process and mindset that a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure trader uses each and every day when they enter the market. Because a person who works a regular, everyday 9-to-5 job coming into trading, you're not going to have an easy time. You're working from an employee mindset, trying to adopt into an investor mindset. That is very, very different mindsets. It's not the same thing. Like you can't go into being a 6-figure trader and you're worried about how is traffic going to be the next morning when you're headed to work.
Right.
Like it's because your mind can't be, distracted when you're looking at a setup or when you're going through your process of looking at the market. Because even now, like we see Bitcoin is jumping out the gym, making all-time highs, 27K. It hit at 28K last night. Everybody's waiting for this thing to hit $30,000 now. With all of that, people think this is super easy. I'm just going to hit buy and it's going to go up. Like, yeah, you could do that. Or at any moment, this thing can come pulling back down to 20K.
Right.
Easily. It can pull back down to 15K. Easily. And if you don't understand what to do in those moments, you can blow your entire account. You can give all of your money to the market if you don't know. So it's really important to just invest in learning first. I get you can go to YouTube University. I get you can go to Google. And we've all done it. You're not the first person to go to Google and YouTube. We all want to do it for free. And we realize I'm spinning my wheels going from YouTube channel to YouTube channel, hoping somebody's going to give me free sauce. And then the moment you think you're getting some traction, you hit them up in the inbox or you hit them up in the DM and they say, oh, right this way. Here's my course. You know what I mean? Like the YouTube guy's going to hit you with a course. It's like, well, the YouTube guy looks so nice. I'm going to buy the course. And you realize it's nothing but basic and beginner stuff you can get from babypips.com. And now all of a sudden you're mad because you just spent, $1,000 on this course when you could have been, learning from master educators, people who do this stuff day in and day out, going from class to class to class where you're getting the right kind of information. And my thing is, I want to keep my strategy simple. I want to make sure that somebody brand new can come in and see and listen, I get testimonies every single day from somebody saying, I've been having issues. I've been having trouble getting traction. And I watched your videos and all of a sudden it was like, oh, like they saw the difference. They saw what it actually does to their trading, how mentally you're not confused. You're just waiting for certain cues in the market. And you say, okay, if it does this and I look left and I see this gives me a better percentage of me winning at this area.
Right.
Right. Not just randomly clicking the button. Your eyes become the indicator, right? Because the thing is, every indicator I can show you is lagging. It's calculating data and it's giving you a derivative of that data. Right. So everything we look at is always late to the party. Fibs and things like that are a little more proactive. But at the same time, they're not the end all be all. You got to put a little more technical on side of it. You got to do a little bit more of the, I know what I'm looking at because I've been here long enough to really get that grasp of what it's really telling you. Once you've seen it enough times and you can look left and see the telltale signs and go to different time frames and figure out what are the best things to do inside of those time frames, it becomes just a muscle. Like it's like a workout. You're just doing this, lean, pick it up, set it down. Like you go through these processes and all of a sudden you realize I'm getting pretty strong at this. I'm getting pretty good. Okay, it's making sense. Right. And most of my students, they've been around me for years. So they know, like, after a few classes with me, like, we don't talk about charts anymore. Like, you don't need me to explain anything to you. Like, your markup's going to look just like my markup. I'm not going to change the rules on you. I'm not going to come in with some brand newfangled tool. It's like, no, it's just this simple. We make it difficult as adults because we want everything to be like this super complicated. I'm making all this money, so it's got to be hard. Like, no, it's not. The biggest thing I learned in my trading was, you're the problem. The trader. You are the problem. Like at the end of the day, you're the problem. So when you remove you from the equation, the success starts to flow. Meaning you're going to need a system-based trading strategy that doesn't require if Curt feels this way today, if Tiffanie feels this way today. It's no. My strategy says to do this, and I know more times than not, I'll do this when the setup arises. So now trading just becomes this game of probabilities. Because more times than not, we get this kind of result when the market does these things. Rather than just, oh, I feel really good about it. Let me take the trade. Oh, it's 5 o'clock on my way home from work. I'm at a stoplight. Let me hit buy. Like, no, that's not trading. That's you gambling.
Right.
You're your phone into a slot machine now, and you're hoping that something profitable flows out of that. And you can go back to your girlfriend and say, girl, I was at the stoplight and the Lord told me to hit buy. Like, yeah, that's cool, but that's not going to be consistent enough for you to get your Maserati. Okay. So you got to make sure you got the right kind of, expectations for what you're doing, and you have a system in place. So as much as I would want to give y'all just the easy peasy sauce, it's more to it than just, hey, plug in, do that and be done. Like really come in with the intentions to learn.
Always be coachable, teachable.
Facts.
Right. Facts. And I hope y'all got y'all notebooks out today because note takers are the money makers. So I hope y'all got y'all notebooks and y'all wrote down all this great advice that he was giving you. He dropped some bombs on y'all today. So let me ask you, I got one final question.
Okay.
I said I was going to bring it up. Who should we be looking for? Is there any, I know I also said that you are not our financial advisor,
Facts.
But is there any other hot cryptos that we should be watching outside of Bitcoin? I know a lot of people was investing in XRP and then it kind of like tanked. And so people are scared and they're like, I'm not doing crypto. I'm too scared. I don't know enough about it. So what should we be looking for?
So at the moment, there are a lot of different cryptocurrencies that are looking really promising right now. I have a few that are like in my top 10, top 5 that are my favorites right now. So, I mean, obviously Bitcoin is going to be a big deal if you're looking to, grab anything right now in the cryptocurrency space. It's the de facto currency everybody's looking to get. But at the moment, if I had to tell anybody to grab any one coin, it would be Ethereum.
Hey.
Ethereum right now, in my opinion, is the most underrated coin in the market. It's number 2 in the world. The thing that most people don't understand is there's currently around like 6,000 cryptocurrencies in existence. A lot over. It's way more than this. It's listed on this website. Somewhere around like 8,000 cryptocurrencies. But between 6,000 to 8,000 cryptocurrencies exist in the world right now. Over 85% of those were created on Ethereum's network.
Wow.
Yeah. So the use case is absolutely wild for Ethereum. The other side of it is there's this new market right now inside of cryptocurrency called DeFi. The DeFi space just stands for decentralized finance. And most of those coins that are inside the DeFi space are built on Ethereum. So I'll go up here to the top where it says DeFi here. You click that and it'll show you the top coins in the DeFi space. Chainlink is on Ethereum. Wrapped Bitcoin is on Ethereum. DAI, Ethereum. Synthetics, Ethereum. Aave just moved off of Ethereum, right? Uniswap, Ethereum. Yearn, Ethereum. Compound, Ethereum. Maker, Ethereum. UMA, Ethereum. Empty Dollars, Ethereum. Ren, Ethereum. Shoot Sushi, Ethereum. All of these are built on the Ethereum network. And, this is where a lot of the cryptocurrency space's money is headed into. Even with this coin here, which is Wrapped BTC, this is an Ethereum coin that allows you to turn your Bitcoin into a project or into a coin that you can use on Ethereum's network, right? So essentially, Wrapped BTC is giving Bitcoin a new use case because Bitcoin and Ethereum are two separate blockchains that don't interact with each other.
Right.
These people are so smart, they found a way to take Bitcoin and give it a new use case in Ethereum's network.
Wow.
By wrapping it in Ethereum, basically. So they've wrapped Bitcoin in Ethereum. You can use wrapped Bitcoin on Ethereum's network.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely powerful stuff. Like you can come in and it's the same price as Bitcoin, nothing crazy, right? But you have an opportunity to come in and do some really, really powerful things with this space right now. And I mean, just from, Chainlink, Synthetics, Aave, Uniswap, Yearn Finance, Compound, just these, top 10 that we have here are game changers and had crazy runs up in price. Like if I looked at Yearn Finance was at one point was $44,000. It was more than Bitcoin. It went from around $790, so almost $800, all the way up to $43,000. Wow. Okay, this coin came out in July of this year. In September, it was $43,000. So from $800 to $43,000. That part. Okay. Like, listen, these are the things that cryptocurrency offers. So when you see multi-millionaires and multi-billionaires showing up to this space, it's not because of, I just feel like doing it. No, they know what's happening here. They want to be a part of this. They want to be the early adopter. So that way they can say, I got this back when it was, 20K. I got it back when it was, 10K. Now, the thing that also makes Ethereum very attractive is that they have something called staking coming out for Ethereum, where essentially you can take your Ethereum and put it aside. And the network you promise the network that you're going to put it aside. And the network will give you more Ethereum as a reward. And for you putting it aside, you're promising to let them use a little bit of your computing power so you can confirm and, verify transactions on the Ethereum network. They're going to reward you more Ethereum in time. So what does that look like when people are just buying Ethereum and then putting it aside, buying Ethereum and then putting it aside, right? The price is going to go higher and then stabilize, higher, then stabilize, higher, then stabilize. We're going to look at a really nice price action for Ethereum in the future because of what's happening right now with staking. And in order to stake your Ethereum, you have to have at least 32 ETH. You can't stake one Ethereum. You got to have a good amount of it, right? And put it aside so you can actually earn that extra Ethereum. So amazing price points and amazing, value of what they're adding on to the blockchain for Ethereum. And the very last thing is Ethereum's price action is mimicking Bitcoin's. Literally the same price points that Bitcoin was at.
Right.
I'll show you really quickly. The same price points that Bitcoin was at back when it was making all those crazy moves. Let me see. Back in like 2016, 2017.
Right.
Ethereum is doing the exact same thing. All right, so let's go.
Better be going to get some Ethereum like that.
I'm trying to tell you. So let's say right back here. All right, perfect. So notice where we are right now with the way this looks, right? We got, I know I got a lot of stuff on here, but we got Bitcoin to the right, Ethereum to the left. And I just want you to notice what it looks like, right? We got 1, 2, 3 bottoms, and then price starts to move up. We got 1, 2, 3, almost 4, a little bit of fourth bottom, little double bottom here, but 1, 2, 3 bottoms, price moves up. And as we're moving up, we have our 50% 618 zone here, 50% 618 zone here. This was Bitcoin. It ran up and hit the zone, had a pullback. We're already headed into the zone now for Ethereum.
Woo!
We're going to probably see a little bit of a pullback down, right? A little bit of a resting period where the market will go for a rest. We'll see Ethereum pull back just like Bitcoin did. It'll come back and break. And this is what Bitcoin did after that.
Oh, my God.
Straight to 20K. Ethereum is still testing all of these new levels, guys. It's in its early days. We can see Ethereum mimic the exact same price action that we got from Bitcoin in the next year. Watching from where Ethereum is now to where it can potentially go. And what I believe is with Bitcoin running this far up and hitting around 19K, I believe Ethereum has the potential to hit 30,000 in the next one, because it's more people with more money interacting with this space now. So I don't want to underplay it and say, oh, it's just going to hit 19K. We'll be fine. Like 1 ETH that's around almost $700 right now can potentially be worth around $30,000 by the end of next year. I don't know where you're going to put $700 and get 30K back in a year, but it's looking real good with Ethereum based off the price action and the way it's following the same trajectory that Bitcoin did when it was at the same price points.
I'm looking for my Maserati.
Man, look, I'm trying to buy a Maserati dealership up here. I want to be able to walk out the back like, yeah, go on, let him sign him up. Go on and give him some new car smell in there too.
And he gave y'all some. And then I was going to say, you did the DeFi, when you pulled up DeFi, and a lot of those coins that was on there, like Compound and Maker, giving some of that stuff for free if you just sign up for a Coinbase account. So guys, get some free crypto, start adding to your portfolio, but you better start listening. I mean, he just gave y'all like some major nuggets. I hope y'all heard that. Don't be, like he said, you see us over here smiling. When you see me walking around my minks on, I don't want to hear nothing. Like I ain't say anything.
Listen, Chip will come strutting in looking like Huggy Bear. She can be flipping the mink over like, ugh, I've never. But I mean, like we are in a place right now of abundance, ladies and gentlemen. Like, so we can laugh and talk. And I mean, you should be in a place of abundance where when you're talking about the gains you've had with your portfolio, it shouldn't come off as bragging, right? You should be able to be around your circle and say, man, I had a 50% day with Bitcoin the other day. Oh man, I watched my Ethereum go jump up, 200% in the last 3 months. Like, and people look at you like, so that's a sign that you may want to get into a different circle. I'm just saying, if your friends ain't celebrating your success, it's time for you to get some new friends.
Right.
It's just that time. And like being around a situation like what we have in I Am Mastery Academy, you have the ability to tap into 6- and 7-figure earners daily. You have the ability to come in and rub shoulders with people that have the success that you want. And I mean, it's as simple as just asking the questions. Like, hey, how did you get here? Hey, what did you do? Hey, what is some of the content that you read on your journey? What are some of the things that you focused in on? Like, what were some of your goal cards that you had? What are some of the things you look forward to now that you've hit some of those goals, right? Like, seeing what people have done to get where you want to go and then just picking their brain and being serious about it, I think is a big, big deal. Son over here, like, I got something to say.
Right.
So you got all these opportunities right now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's just sitting on the sideline and telling yourself, that's not me. I'm not that kind of person, or I'm good with just working a job. Listen, hear me clearly. You weren't put here to just work a job and then pass away. Like, you need to understand you were put here to improve on the design. Right? I'm telling people this is our opportunity to break every generational curse that we've ever had on us. This is literally everybody can come up at the same time just by coming in, learning, and applying. I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And if anything, if this year's taught us anything, is to not depend on one source of income.
Absolutely. Amen.
I mean, we're taking inventory on things we're grateful for literally every day now, because of what COVID has shown us, right? We've lost so many people. We've had so many trials and tribulations this year. But even with finances, right? People were literally out of work. People who owned properties weren't getting paid because people didn't pay rent majority of this year, right? And I think that's going to continue throughout next year. We're going to have more shutdowns. We're going to have more people not having to pay rent. We're going to have more scenarios where stimulus is going to be printed and more bailouts are going to be given. That's going to continue to weaken the U.S. dollar, in turn strengthening Bitcoin, strengthening the stock market, strengthening other areas that people are going to be investing in. So I believe next year will be beneficial for the investor, but for the person who simply works a job and thinks that things are going to be better, you're never going to see any of the real growth in the economy, right? Your job's not going to double back and say, oh, everything's going so great, we're going to raise your wages $10. Like it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
None of it ever works that way.
You're lucky if you get a 50-cent raise.
Exactly. And being tapped into something like I Am Mastery Academy, we got so many different avenues. It's not just cryptocurrency trading. We're teaching you Forex trading. So you're understanding how every nation's economy is moving with the value of their currency fluctuating inside the Forex market. And then we have HFX, right? And I love Forex, but HFX has been like, sheesh, right now. So
right, I know, and that's how I started out. So like it's a learning curve even for me. Like when I started out with high frequency and then tried to do regular trading, I couldn't. I mean, like my brain,
it's a wrap. Like you want these things to be done 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Let's go, give my money now.
Right? Like, oh, you gotta put your take profit. You gotta modify the trade. I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. I'm lost.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of value, and you have the option to pick which one speaks to you.
Right.
And I think that's so powerful, because if you ever decide, you know what, Forex is looking good, the dollar's falling off, I can take some really good trades on gold or US 30 or USD JPY, or just taking advantage of dollar weakness on the charts. You always got the option to do that. Or like you said, you can go right to high frequency, to HFX, and then just kill it. Like every time market's moving, you 2 minute, 3 minute trade, boom, 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 profiting over and over and over.
In and out with the bag.
Quick money in minutes, right? And then you got cryptocurrency that's also taking advantage of dollar weakness, stimulus printing, all these crazy things that are making the market move. You can come into this space and go absolutely wild. Like you can just pick which one speaks to you and benefit and finally put your money to work for you, rather than simply trading hours for dollars like we've been taught our whole lives. And I'm not even going to get into ECX with it, just the e-commerce side.
Oh, Lord.
Like, right. I mean, we talking about maybe four different sources of income. You haven't even left the couch.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we got building if you choose to do that. So that's 5 with the residual side. So it's like the company is facilitating so many ways for you to earn from your home. It's silly. Like it's literally outrageous. I mean, I was just talking about different ways you can mine crypto on Saturday's class. And I'm telling people, like, you don't want to go into actually buying a Bitcoin mining rig, but there are smaller coins that you can actually mine that haven't been oversaturated. And then you can have a different type of mining strategy, because there's more innovative ways to get different bags in this space. And you can just keep adding on to your passive income with these different sources.
And you know what's so crazy? I was thinking about doing some mining too, and I thought about Bitcoin. And I'm like, I can't do that. You know, like it takes too much. So I'm glad you brought that up. So I had to drop in on your classes, because I'd be missing out on so much. You know, like you said, you're giving out so much value to people. So I really appreciate that. And I appreciate you for coming on. And like you said, 2021, guys, you need to we're trying to close that wealth disparity gap. That's the name of the game. You know, have some responsibility for your families. My goal is to help impact people and help people create wealth in their families and in the community. And that's why I brought Mr. Branch on today, my homeboy, man. Hey, he dropped some fire on y'all. If you want to get plugged in, he's on Instagram. I'll share that later in the Facebook. I'll share it later in the Facebook feed for the video. I can't do it right now. And I'll also share, if you want to get plugged in with him and learn directly from him and his team, I'm going to share a link for you guys to sign up, and you can get plugged in with him, and you can get plugged in with I Am Mastery Academy if that's what you want to do. But there he is. There's his Instagram right there.
Yep. Just
the
life of Curt. Yep.
The _life_of_Curt. That's
once you just type in the life of Curt, it should pop up. You ain't gotta do all the underscores. I know it's just how Instagram is, but
I am going to tag you on Facebook, so you'll have a plug to him on Facebook directly.
Yep.
So if you want to get plugged in, you guys let me know. If you need any questions, you can inbox me. But I hope you got some value about Bitcoin. A lot of people have been asking me about it. So I thought, what better way to do that than to bring the man and the man and the man over here, master educator, right? And he stayed lit. I got family in Detroit, by the way. They actually live in Livonia.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, they right around the way.
Yeah, so I had to have him on. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of 2020 and you have a successful 2021. Go buy some Ethereum.
Facts. Go get your bags.
Go get your bags. I can see you in your Maserati.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Well, thank you so much, Curt. And thank you guys for tuning in. Happy New Year.
Let's go.